what's up. I want to summarize all the group help gurus, magical wizards who Tony Robbins. You pay him $10 million for an hour master class on how to change your life. I want to summarize all these things up for you for free right here. It's free, only $99.99 shipping for the first package of free. And then after that, every second we're going to mail you out another package at an additional discounted rate of shipping at only $29.99 until you cancel. Or you can continue to subscribe to the program for as many seconds, minutes, hours, days, years, centuries, millennia as you'd like. We will continue. I promise this corporation, as long as I can still maintain it, we will continue to ship you these packages, even when you go to Mars, even when you go to different solar systems. We will have the power by the time you get there to continue every second delivering you the brand new thought program. And it'll be really easy, right? Because it's going to be just like, it's not going to be some huge book. It's just going to be some small thing. And hopefully we won't have to increase shipping rates. And we won't, man. We're gonna figure out a way. Even if we got to go digital delivery once you go to Mars and once you go to Pluto. Or wait a minute, does Pluto not exist anymore? My bad. That was the planet that doesn't exist anymore. Something like that. There's some out there that doesn't exist anymore. Anyways, it's only $99.99 shipping for the first, few sentences. We're not even going to give you a book. You don't have time to read a book. That's what this is about. This is free. But what we're going to do is we're going to tell you how it works. We're going to just break the system. Everything is your fault. That's the bottom line. That's going to be the first book you read. It's just going to be one line. Everything is your fault. That's what everyone is going to tell you when you pay them to see their master class. And you travel to New York, you travel to LA, you travel to China to listen to the Buddha speak. And the Buddha is going to tell you, he's not going to tell you that. He's going to tell you 100 other things that make you realize everything is your fault. When you woke up as a baby, which some of you claim you remember, and that's awesome if you can remember the first 4 years of your life and you don't remember the next 12 when you went to school and you were supposed to learn things of value. A lot of males have forgotten. They claim they remember the first 4 years of their life, but apparently they have forgotten when their mothers taught them how to, use soap and water to cleanse themselves. So I'm not trying to debate this. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm the best self-help guru out there because I know what they're all going to say, and they're all going to tell you the same thing, and I'm just going to tell you it. It's your fault. You woke up as a baby. That's your fault. Why are you a baby? Why are you sitting there whining as a baby? That's your fault. What happened I can't even tell you what happened when I was a baby. Supposedly my mom held me in her arms one day. That's my fault. That's because I wanted, I was this little 3-day-old toddler kicking and screaming, and I was probably kicking and screaming the whole time because I wanted mom to hold me. And so I remember her holding me, and then I remember I was playing in the snow with my dad, making tunnels with these large circular devices, things. I don't even know what they were for. They were huge cardboard things that you could make tunnels with because they were that big. You probably got them from some of the place he worked at, Kaiser Permanente or one of those technology places back then where you stored a computer this size in a entire building. So, computer power of this size in this huge building, and it could barely do anything. It definitely couldn't do any of this stuff. So he probably got it from there. And, that was my fault. And then one time I got this car, the car, like, Matchbox car, and you, rammed it into the other cars, and it had this ramming device on it, and it had this thing on the side that would, like, flip and show damage if it got rammed, and then you put caps in it, and the caps would pop, and that's because I invented that in my mind. That's me. When that whatever you remember, you invented in your mind, and that's you. It all happens because of you. And then you turn like what, 3.5, and some of you might say your parent, your father, or a stranger raped you, and the self-help gurus are going to tell you that's your fault. You projected rape into the world when you're 3.5 years old. Everything that has happened is your fault, whether good or bad. When you were 5 and they forced you to go to school, even though no one wanted to be there, no one understood what was going on, almost. And those of us who did understand what was going on, we were far beyond what they were trying to teach us. That was my fault. I went to school as a kindergartner, and it was my fault. I already knew how to read, and they had to set me aside from other kids. And that was my fault when they put me in first grade, and then they set me aside to play with Legos so the other kids could catch up. Because clearly, at 5 years old, I must have, had the thought, like, I should sit down and wait for everyone else to catch up, and I should play with Legos because, I never played with Legos before, even though everyone I knew had them, because clearly I must have been jealous everyone else had Legos, and I wanted to play with them a lot. Rather than play with the actual toys I chose myself that often got taken away from me, and I wasn't allowed to play with, that was me. I must have been like, I don't want to play with this stuff that I actually like. Please take that away from me. And I want to do what everyone else is doing. That's why I've never bought Legos, because I want to play with Legos. So thank you, first grade teachers, for passing me on to fourth grade, the Lego class. Fourth grade will forever be known as the class that teaches you Legos and how to kill Arabs. And that might have been fifth grade where they taught us how to kill Arabs, or taught us to donate to people who can drive tanks. Because at fifth grade yet, I couldn't drive a tank. But this is also my fault too. When fifth grade came along, we were watching videos of people in tanks destroying people in tents in the middle of the desert. Just pow, goodbye tent, goodbye desert, goodbye sand. That was my fault. I invented that. Tony Robbins will confirm that was part of my life, and I invented that. I invented the class social studies. You might have attended some classes you invented too. Someone else might have invented home ec, and that's why I had to go to home ec, and I had to learn they tried to teach me sewing, and I was like, this stuff is for girls. So I don't want none of that. But today I'm like, hey, sewing is the one thing I don't know 100% about. Tried to make that sewing lab, and it never worked. So maybe I'm wrong, and no one else invented anything, and Tony Robbins would be right, and everyone else, all the self-help gurus, would be right. It's my fault. I invented home ec. I just didn't pay attention when they was trying to teach me how to sew a cute, fluffy bunny pillow with rainbow flags on it together when I was a child, because I wasn't interested in God's promise to not flood the world, only destroy it in every other possible method he can think of. And so I wasn't interested in the rainbow flag or fluffy bunnies back then. I mean, we had a pet bunny. Why would I want a stupid pillow of a fluffy bunny when we had a fluffy bunny? And they probably killed the bunny. They probably got tired of the bunny and killed it. I don't remember what happened. I remember they got tired of the gerbils, and then magically the gerbils' necks were broken, and that was an accident, So hey, it was an accident. I invented home ec. But this is the self-help gurus, all of them. I can't even think of all their names. Terrence McKenna and Alan Watts, the dark-haired one. Now the one who died that they have erased on the internet, Alan Watt, the Irish man who spoke of the New World Order, he didn't necessarily always say everything is your fault. Sometimes he did too, but they all eventually kind of teach the same thing. Alan Watt actually taught stuff, though. The other people, the other self-help gurus, they're going to tell you this one simple fact about life and then charge you, countless hours of life you're never going to be able to buy back. It's just like watching TV. Are you going to watch Jerry Springer? Or are you going to listen to Alan Watts, the dark-haired one? Are you going to watch Kim Kardashian shake her butt? I'm like, wow, man, that's a good little butt, though. I mean, it's not little at all, is it? If you like little butts, I wouldn't. I'd go watch some Alan Watts or listen to some Terrence McKenna instead, because if you like little butts, you can't, probably not too friendly with Kim Kardashian's butt. And, everything else, it's you. You're inventing it. You get in your car, you got to go put $60 worth of gas in it. You chose to get in the car. You wanted to pay $60 to fill it up with gas so you can go to work in 3 minutes, even though you're not awake yet and you're not going to get there in 3 minutes because it's 30 minutes away. And you chose to, you have invented the boss who's going to come in there and be like, yeah, we need that TDP report, 2 hours ago, and you're 30 minutes late. And can I borrow your stapler? You invented that. You invented that he's going to come borrow your stapler and ask why you're late. That's you, self-help. So everything is you, and it's going on in the world like this. You've invented it all. You have invented these smartphones, obviously. I'm not sure how that works, how 8 billion people invented them when only like 10,000 of us knew what computers were to begin with. When I became aware of computers, anyways, it's probably less than that before that, right? But I must have invented that, right? I invented that. I invented the computer, and then I invented the idea that there's only 10,000 people who know what a computer is, and that I'm completely alone in this world. Just like I've invented the idea that, I'm the only person who has 12 computers, and it runs Supercomputer Command Center, and I'm advanced beyond other people. Just like I invented the idea that I could read and other people can't. Like, that's my fault. I spread illiteracy by inventing the idea that I can read and other people can't yet when I was a child. And just like now, I'm inventing the idea that no one understands that these people are just running their mouths, and the best thing you can get from them is to turn it off. Just like Jerry Springer, just like the Home Shopping Network, just like the History Channel, just like CNN, the Communist News Network, just like ABC, another broadcasting channel, just like NBC, not another broadcasting channel, CBS, another communist broadcasting station. I invented those. I love them, right? I love it. I love it. So, and you invented them too. It's all your fault that they exist. It's your fault that the Arabs have been engaged in war for 7,000 years. And it's your fault that your people have been engaged in that same war in that same portion of the world. And it's your fault that the Asians have been involved in war subvertly and covertly in those areas. And it's your fault that India is sitting around acting totally innocent, but we know that innocence probably doesn't exist very much on this world. But that's your fault as well that innocence doesn't exist. That goes back to when you're 3.5 years old and you're 5.5 years old, and your father or your mother's male friend who came over when your father was gone raped you. That's your fault. That's what these self-help gurus are going to tell you. And so I'm summing it all up here. We've got a 14-minute video here, only $99.99 shipping, $99.99 shipping, no charge at all. Just pay for the shipping and handling. We'll get that out to you. You can teleport the money to my bank account with your mind. Use telepathy. Just money to Shawn. Go money to Shawn. Money to Shawn. That's my preferred route. I don't like using banks anymore because we invented the banks, so why use them? You know, if we're sick of them, just we invented them. It's our fault. Now we invent something better. Teleport the money to my bank account for the shipping and handling, and teleport your address and information and email, shipping address, and I will get that out to you as soon as I'm in a stable place where I can do something like that. Just go, money to Shawn, money to Shawn, money to Shawn, all this money to Shawn. All my money, everything I own goes to Shawn. He is helping me so much. He has told me the secrets and wisdom of all the gurus combined, which is like, turning the sarcasm off for like a millisecond here. I literally did just inform you of everyone.